Hey everybody, I'm Bobo. I could access the Steam community while playing. I don't want to though. Thought I'd shut off my notifications, but maybe I didn't. Anyways, you know all these guys. I mean, pretty much. Not, like, in the biblical sense, although we've had an offer of that from at least one of them. That came very suddenly, though, didn't it? Who's gonna be our dream? Let's load up when we head up the dad book here. If police are driving behind you, don't give them probable cause to pull you over. You know, that's not the worst idea in the world either. So we got a lot of guys going on in dad book land. And considering, like, you know, I'm at least working off the assumption that we are doing this day by day by day and not like week by week by week. So like even if like I really had a great time with Craig or with Matt and I wanted to hang out with them again, it'd be like 2 days since I did that, right? Well, or Hugo. That's right. Last time we went on an outing with Hugo. Um, Gotta think of it. There's a dad for every day of the week here, if that's what you're interested in. Although, I guess, no, we didn't meet Robert's kids, did we? Anyhow, coincidentally, I just met one of my neighbors yesterday. Well, two of my neighbors. The two neighbors that live in the same house. So maybe what I'll do, of course, these guys are all supposed to be on the same cul-de-sac, but Joseph is the one who literally walked up, so presumably he's the one who lives like right next door. I don't know whether any of these guys actually lives on the house on the other side of me. Maybe I'll find out by talking to them more in the future. But right now, let's chat up Joseph. He is leading the community in a fun mixer. See, he's getting involved with the community. Six strings. He has a loving wife. We know about his loving wife. He likes a feel-good movie. He never leaves home without the good book, and he thinks about how he can be a better man. So, you know what the hey. Let's go ahead and send him a message. Pet every dog. I don't know if I'm down with that one. There are some dogs that you should not pet. Service dogs. Don't pet them. Guard dogs that have been trained to attack. Attack dogs. Definitely don't try and pet attack dogs. It's nothing against you. The dog is just trained that this is his territory and he needs to defend it fiercely. Or she. Bitches be defending territory too. His family's a little weird, but Joseph seems cool. I should take him up on his offer to hang out. Wait. How do I hang out with a priest? I don't go to church. Should I be Jesus-y? If I don't. He said he was a pastor, not a priest. There is a distinction to be made. Some of it has to do with denominations, but regardless. I imagine Joseph's family staring at me as I fumble through some sort of prayer attempt. Maybe not too Jesus-y, a light smattering of Jesus. How about you just be yourself? Will he want me to pray? Is he going to pray at me? Do I have to pray at him? Talking to Joseph, huh? Gah! Man, how many times have I told you not to sneak up on me like that? I selectively ignore it every time you do, Pops. Man, it looks over my shoulder at the screen. Joseph can't read your mind, you know. If you want to talk, just message him. But I've never been friends with a priest before. What do I talk about? My favorite Bible passages? Ice cream socials? Khakis? First of all, he's a youth minister with a tattoo, not a priest. There's a difference? Oh, see? I'm already on a better wavelength with my fictional daughter than my in-game avatar is. You're overthinking it, Dad. Listen, just put it like this. Hello, neighbor. Thanks again for the invite to the barbecue. I'd love to hang out soon if you're not too busy. Isn't that a little too business casual? Fine, fine. Give me the keyboard. I got this. Matt focuses on the keys. Hi, Joseph. It was great meeting you and your family. I'm still new around here, so if you'd like, I'd love to hang out and get to know you. See ya. Smiley's a nice touch. Almost immediately, I receive a response. What he saw? Hi, Bobo. If you're not doing anything in a bit, the kids and I are baking treats for the church bake sale today, and we'd love to have you over. It'll be a blast, so let me know. Oh, that wasn't so bad. He uses a lot of exclamation points. Yeah, he does. At least there's only one at a time. Oh, don't get me started. I'm more concerned about him signing his name with a tilde. Yeah, I'm willing to let it slide this time.
Oh.
I respond back. Sounds pretty neat. Bobo. Great, come by the house as soon as you're ready. We'll be here. Well, guess I'm doing this. Sever brownie for ma? Promise you won't sneak up on me anymore. Mata stares at me, unblinking. I don't make promises I can't keep. Real to a fault, Pops. And Dad, please don't be worried about the religion thing. Me? Weird? Never. I make the short walk over to Joseph's place. Don't be weird, Bobo. Damn, that's a big-ass house. Shoot, son. We're in a fancy-ass neighborhood. Unless this is one of those ones where, like, all the houses have their own distinct character and not one where everybody basically has variations on the same basic theme. In other words, there's no HOA. But what if they hang up a bunch of crosses? What if they're ones who join forces? Or collect those little porcelain babies? Or what if they're all praying? Do they pray before dinner, during dinner, over the porcelain babies? The door begins to creep open, a shadowy figure obscured at the other side. Who's there? Bobo? The door opens to the rest of the way. It's Joseph's eldest. What's his name? Hey. Hey. Oh no. Is it Chris? I mean, Christian would be too long. I could just abbreviate it to Chris. Hi again, I'm Bobo. I don't know what your name is. Oh yeah, we met at the barbecue. How's the, Please don't say it. Jesus? Chris blinks slowly. Maybe he didn't hear that. You're weird. Is your dad? Before I finish, Chris walks into an adjacent room, leaving me in front of the open doorway. I wonder if his name actually is Chris, or if it's just now continuing to refer to him as Chris based on the assumption I made of my recollection. It's been not quite as long for me as it has been for you guys since I met his kids, but it's been a while since I did that one, so home? It was a great first impression. For a moment, I wonder if I should just go in, further subjecting Joseph's family to my winning attitude and artful charisma. Mercifully, Joseph, he peeks his head around the corner.
Oh.
Bobo, you made it. Joseph approaches with his arms wide. I'm so glad you could come by. Are you ready to bake? I am not. I'm as ready as I'll ever be. That's the kind of semi-confident I like to see in a baking assistant. Come on in.
Hey.
Joseph leads me into a bright, spacious home full of nautical knickknacks. Nautical knickknacks. This isn't what I imagined at all. It's actually pretty charming. There is a Jesus back there at the top of the kayak. I see him. I see you, Jesus.
Hey.
I believe you've met Chris, who left you outside.
Yeah.
Chris. Are you going to apologize? Oh, right. Sorry. I try to make eye contact with Chris, but he keeps looking away. He must be really shy. It's alright. Next time, just try to be a little more inviting to our guests, okay? Sure. Chris seems to relish the chance to escape the conversation and quickly vanishes into his room. Joseph turns to me apologetically. Don't take it personally. Chris likes to keep to himself. I mean, we didn't start off on the best foot in the world. Plus, being the eldest in a big family can't be easy. We try to cut him a little slack where we can. And here are the twins, Christian, Christy. Say hello to Bobo. Hello, Father. Hello, Bobo.
Oh.
Kids, come on. Dial it back on the creepy twin stick. Creepy twin stick? Hey, come on. Go on. Can you two say, come play with us, Danny? Oh no. Twins stare up in unblinking unison. Come play with us, Danny. Joseph covers his mouth and looks away, but he's clearly holding back a big laugh. This is it. This is my Dab World Series. Okay, now say, please help us, Mothra. Please help us, Mothra. No, I can't take it. Joseph is trying his best not to break in front of his kids. The twins seem to be catching on and look eager to bust their dad. But can we keep it up? Go with something... I mean... If you go with something obscure and then he gets it, then you've won him over totally. If you just... I mean, going with something creepy, you don't want to go with something too creepy in front of, like, make the child. It's easy to forget, guys, that children are sometimes young. I mean, always young, but, like, sometimes they're sort of young in the mind, you know? Like, sometimes you find a kid that you don't know and you catch them before they've been really traumatized by something. And you don't want to be the one who does that to them. So you don't want to come in with something too frightening or too weird or too creepy for the kid. So let's not do that. I remember answering the door on Halloween one time with a hockey mask and a machete that had like sort of, you know, like fake blood that like swashed around on it. It's one of those ones that has like the plastic on the outside and there's like red in the middle of it so it looks like it's moving around. And sure enough, who's the first kid that comes to ring the doorbell is a kid that's like maybe like 3 or 4 with the parents with them. I'm like, oh boy, great. Traumatized kid now. Let's go with something obscure. Now say, he who walks behind the rose. The twins tilt their heads in confusion. Uh-oh. He walks. He who walks behind some rows. The room is silent behind Joseph absolutely losing his mind. That last flub really sealed it. Children of the Corn, really? Is that not mainstream? Am I off my game? I'm off my game. Something fierce today. Great job, guys. We're scary. I was very scared. Joseph can't take it anymore, despite his quiet protestations, because he's a Protestant. He's laughing pretty hard into his hands. The kids giggle with him. The twins, obviously pleased with a new arsenal of spooky weapons, leave the room to terrorize the rest of the community. My work here is done. I'm going to be hearing those lines for weeks. Next time we hang out, I'll try and teach them some lines from The Thing. Alright, so it looks like we've got a bit of a troublemaker on our hands. Do you think you can out-trouble a career pro? I don't know about that. Suddenly interrupted by a loud crash from the kitchen. What now? That doesn't sound good. Christy? No one responds. Joseph furrows his brow and motions for me to stay where I am. Wait here a minute. Joseph rushes into the kitchen. I remember this with Amanda. Half of fatherhood is trying to keep your kids from finding creative ways to kill themselves, and he's got 4. Talk about worry. I'd take a seat on his surprisingly pristine couch and twiddle my thumbs. All of those couches have stuff on them. I mean, they're plush animals mostly, but still. Oh my gosh, I was at the neighbor's house yesterday. Why I'm doing this particular adventure. And guy said, oh, have a seat on the couch. And then I sat down. And he's like, you're sitting on a tablet. And sure enough, I was sitting on a tablet. sitting on an iPad. Thankfully, it was a soft enough couch, and I was not sitting with my full strength of my ass, so everything turned out okay. But still, love first impressions. Let's take a look at the coffee table here. There's a couple cool knickknacks on the coffee table in front of me. Hey, a cross. Accuracy. No, I don't see a cross on that coffee table. Hey, another cross. This one looks a little different. And a third cross. Unified design aesthetic. Smart choices. There's also a brass thing here. Looks like something a sailor would use to navigate with. I think they're called sextants. Sex. Let's examine the bookshelf. Pretty sturdy wooden bookshelf. Looks handmade. Did Joseph build this? There's a big stack of what look like travel magazines. Hyenas on the Serengeti. Wow. The underwater mysteries of the Atlantic, or Antarctic, and on and on. Seems like Joseph really loves a good adventure, unless this is a Mary thing. She likes some adventures, if you know what I'm talking about. Who knows? Next to them are a couple of different Bibles. Looks like he's covering all the Bible bases. King James, New American Standard, the Bible for Teens. He is a cool youth minister after all. On a higher shelf, there are a bunch of old romance novels. Judging by the wine stains, they must be Mary's. The newest one looks like Hot Body Johnson's Sex Detective. The 8th installment in... Wait, this is a series? Yeah, he's a sex detective. He's a dissective. Let's examine the floor. He said to wait here, guys. I'm not falling for the trap of just heading into the kitchen too early. Until I am offered no other options. Well, you have this many kids and things are bound to end up on the floor, no matter how hard you try to keep it clean. A spotted terrifying cloth doll that appears to have had both arms pulled off several times. It's been stitched back together a lot. Tag says C plus C, of course. It must belong to the CNC Music Factory. I set that down and spot a houseplant. Hey, little guy. Keep being you, tiny houseplant. Spot one last thing on the door next to the houseplant. It's a silver necklace. Wow, this looks expensive for something casually tossed on the floor. If there's a story here, it's none of my business. It's been a while. I guess I should go into the kitchen and see what's up. I walk into the kitchen and find Joseph holding Christy in one arm. She seems a lot calmer than she was a minute ago. I raise an eyebrow at Joseph. The twins are a lot more manageable when they're separated. Where's Christian? He ran off. Christy dips a spoon into the brownie batter and gives it a taste. Dad, it's too sweet. You're too sweet. Too sweet. Then he gives the wolf pack hand sign. Or, I guess for you young people nowadays, he does the Bullet Club sign. Anyways, everything they do is just too sweet. No, I'm not. You're so sweet, we might have to water you down. With spiders. What the fuck? No, not spiders. Joseph begins tickling Christy with his free hand. Between the laughing and squirming, I don't know how he's got a hold of her, but that girl is locked in place. The man is a professional child wrangler, and he aims to water children down with spiders. This is terrifying. I want to leave right now. Christy fixes me with her best puppy dog eyes. Save me from the spiders. Spoon Duel the Spider King or Renegade option? Renegade Interrupt, in which I shoot her to save her from the spiders. I'm a Paragon, so I'll go ahead and Spoon Duel the Spider King. Grab a wooden spoon and point it in Joseph's direction. Unhand her, foul beast. Okay, Bobo the Valiant, let's see what you've got. You may have defeated me at Tarantula Ridge, but now I have the upper hand. Joseph gently puts Christy down behind him. Have you come to squash me, knight? Or have you merely fallen into my web? The hell is Joseph's deal with spiders? Is he like Sean O'Hare, except no longer the devil and now a youth minister? Or maybe he's still the devil and a youth minister. Oh my god! Now I understand who Joseph is. Sean O'Hare only faked his death. Then he became this guy. How many of you even freaking remember Sean O'Hare or what I'm talking about? Raise your hands in the comments. Good, I'll keep going. I'm no mere fly, Spider King. Now on guard. For a minute or so, Joseph and I mock duel with the two dumbest looking spoons in the room. Eventually I strike a killing blow on the invisible heart between his arm and his body. Joseph recoils in horror. Blast, I am defeated. You could never best me, Spider King, for I have the power of OxyClean. I sneak a taste from the brownie batter. The magic... Oh man, that is way too sweet. Christy begins jumping up and down excitedly. My hero. Christy hugs my leg before making a surprisingly fast exit. Hey, wait! Do you want to bake brownies with us? Christy hesitates, then shakes her head no again. Sparkle Pony. Sparkle Pony? Joseph looks confused. You don't want to bake with Dad now? You want to play with Sparkle Pony? Yes. Okay, go. Before Joseph could even finish his sentence, Christy is out of the room and down the hall. Ahead. Joseph sighs deeply as he stirs into the chocolate batter. He tastes it again, face twisting. And that is still way too sweet. Sean O'Hare was never part of the, Sean O'Hare never was part of the NWO. Bear this in mind. Egg beaters on linoleum floor. It's my new techno single. Still haven't thought of a B-side. Now we're both looking into the batter. It's got a sickly sheen of sugar and chocolate candies throughout. I have a feeling Christy had something to do with it. We need a fresh start. A new start. Just like my license plate. Oh, yeah, like I said, I'm not really a baker, but don't even sweat it. The bag came with instructions that have mysteriously vanished along with my daughter. So we'll probably be fine. Probably. Wow. Yeah, probably. Certainly looks confident. Alright, Bobo, you've baked a cake from a box before. Once. How hard could it be? That's not true. I've never done it. I've made plenty of other things. Never baked a cake, though. Now grab a spoon and get ready to rock. Mario Batali, save me. Joseph and I set to work, crack the eggs into the bowl, mix the flour to the bowl, then pouring things according to how we assumed the back of the box would tell us to. Things go according to plan, and soon enough we have a solid batch of brownies. Yeah. Phew! Wait. Joseph has a little dot of batter on his nose. Well, Bobo, way to use those dot skills. I bet you've baked a few box mixes in your time. His nose. Joseph. All we have to do is bring these to the bake sale and voila, a duty done. Now help me find Christy. Keep your eye out for a pony that sparkles. Joseph, hold still. What? Thumb in position. And got it. Joseph's eyes go wide as I gently wipe the chocolate off his nose. Is he blushing? Yeah. Oh, so thanks. No problem. In less than a second, I've licked the batter off my faker. It's really good batter. Dude, no. Yeah. We should find Christy. Yes, we should do that. Bobo. Joseph quickly composes himself. Alright, she can't be far. You take the Delta position and I'll watch a 6. That means he's looking at my ass. Do you even know what that means?
Wink.
Alpha Tango Sparkle. Roger, roger. Just starts making his way down the hall. It calls back to me. Take the brownies and the rest of the stuff I baked earlier today while I get Christy. We'll meet you out by the car. Joseph, Christy, and I arrive at the church parking lot to find fold-out tables and pop-up tents already set up. Looks like the bake sale is already in full swing. Wow, this place is packed. Is this packed? There are a few people milling around. Must be a value pack. If you can count a city's population on your fingers and toes, this counts as packed. Point. Christy rockets out of the car and into the lot. Is she running on jet fuel? I want to sell brownies. Okay. Let's get set up. I want to see Mom. She's down by the other row of tables helping out with another group. Want to go over there and tell her I said hi? Mom. Christy zips off immediately. Joseph seems unconcerned. Does she always run that fast? Yeah, and I can only catch her half the time. These knees aren't what they used to be. I remember when Amanda was her age. I couldn't get her to sit still for 5 seconds. Yep, great age to deal with. While Christy's gone, Joseph and I arrange all our baked goods on the table. Settle in. So, are we allowed to eat any of our own goods? Look, if I don't see nothing, I don't say nothing. The man upstairs has strong feelings about snitches. Does he actually? Joseph shrugs. He eats a brownie. Looks like some of the other stalls are selling drinks, little handmade crafts, and other sweets. Whoa, someone brought a soft serve ice cream machine. I gesture to it. How are we supposed to compete with that? Please, this isn't my first time to the rodeo. The bake sale rodeo. There's actually no rodeo here. It's just a bake sale. I think you and I put together can make one pretty convincing argument for these brownies, don't you? Sneak another brownie to ease your fear of public interaction. No, yeah, we could totally. I mean, brownies are awesome. We high five. If you bake it, they will come. It's not long before we have our first customers. Hey, dude. Hiya! Matt, Carmencita, great to see you guys out here. Happy to support a good cause. Plus, you know, as the owner and proprietor of the Coffee Spoon, an establishment that specializes in baked goods, I have to scope out the competition. Joseph leans close to me. This guy knows his stuff. Stay on your toes. So, what recipe did you use for these brownies? Don't say you used the box recipe. Don't say you used the box recipe. We improvised. It's just how Nani used to make. I just let the bacon spirit move through me, you know? A little bit of flour here, a pinch of salt there. Sort of like interpretive dance, but with cooking. Interpretive cooking, yes. You can never make the same thing twice. Every batch is special. There will never be another batch of brownies with the exact flavor sensation that these right here have. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, Matt. Alright. We'll take 2. Actually, we'll take 3. I ring him up and high-five Joseph as our happy customers walk away. See? Not so hard. Yeah, I'm hot off the good feelings from the last sale. Who's next? We sell brownies to a bunch of people I don't recognize who clearly know Joseph. Eventually, another familiar face pops up. Bobo! It's Brian. Close enough. Can we interest you two in any of our fine sweets and treats? You sure can. I bet I could eat 10 brownies. Must resist urge to be competitive. Yeah, I'm down. Let the man buy his brownies. So I'll put you down for 10. Ha! Better make it just 2. 1 for me and for Daisy. Coming right up. You excited for that youth group movie night, Daisy? Yeah. What's the movie? It's a surprise. Joseph leans over to me. It's the Fast and the Furious. Really? If you think about it, there's some heavy religious undertones. Joseph hands a baggie to Daisy. I've never seen the first one. I've seen, gosh, I want to say Furious 5, maybe Fast and the Furious 6. I forget. I made sure to give you guys the edges. Clearly the superior part of the brownie topography. Thanks, Joseph. Our two customers walk off with their purchases. Joseph and I survey our stock. These are selling pretty hot. At this rate, we'll have enough money to pay for the new paint job and the church pews in no time. Wait, what happened to the pews? Ernest Prey painted his rapper alias onto them. Young Steinbeck. I would have gone for Young Man of the Sea, but I can respect that. Speaking in ministerial terms, Ernest is hard to reach. In father terms, Ernest is kind of a turd. Being a cool youth minister seems like a lot of work. It is, but it's worth it. Although, sometimes I wish... Never mind. What? It's kind of silly, but... Do you ever wish you could just drop everything and go lounge around on a beach somewhere in the tropics? Drink fruity blended beverages, and fall asleep on a hammock? You know, basically live out a Jimmy Buffett song. Joseph. I think about this every single day of my life. No, I burn too easily. I do think about it when I'm there and I'm having a good time and I've remembered to lotion up properly. My dream is to live in Margaritaville. No, Bobo! This isn't you! This isn't the real Bobo! One day, my friend. One day we'll be on island time. Make a couple more sales to church patrons. Everything seems to be going smoothly. Off in the distance, I spot my old buddy Craig. Craig! He's going to be a hard sell. Craig's a fitness man. I think he comes to these bake sales to test himself, to see if he has the resolve to refuse processed sugar. Are you sure you're ready for this? We go way back. I got this. Craig jogs up to our table with Briar and Hazel in tow. Hazel's over on the ottoman. Good girl. They're each finishing an ice cream cone, so it's unlikely we're going to sell them our brownies too. Probably won't be able to sell the baby. She's impossible to read. It all comes down to Craig. Hey, bros. Hi, Uncle Joseph. Hi, Amanda's dad. Would you be interested in one of our delicious homemade brownies? Huh? I don't know. Remember that one time? His kids are here. Do I really want to do that to him? Can't spell die without die. Tempt him? I mean, we go way back. That was my pitch. Hey, Craig. Remember when we were freshmen? Remember how our next door neighbors pranked us by switching out our laundry detergent with dish soap and how the washing machine exploded with suds? Then we decided to get back at them by baking brownies for them, but by sprinkling high-intensity hot sauce into the mix, and then we watched them cry after eating it. I would feel bad, but we had to clean up the laundry room ourselves. Anyway, these brownies are like that, but without the hot sauce. Maybe you should get one. One more, for old time's sake. Craig thinks for a second. Well, the girls just won a game. You know what? We'll take one for each of us. Even River? I'll eat hers. You've got yourself a deal. And he exploded in eggplant, so you know he's hot for this now. The day winds down, we're pretty much out of items to sell. Everyone starts packing up. Christy eventually comes back and immediately falls asleep in Joseph's folding chair. Box mix, huh?
Come on.
Mary saunters up to us. She looks like she'd rather be anywhere else than here. Oh, hi, honey. Yep, they're selling like hotcakes, which is... Actually, they're just brownies. Cute. And boring and safe. Hey, Mary. Mary's eyes dart over to me. What's the rookie doing here? I was just hoping to introduce Bobo to the rest of the community. You get a load of this freak show? What? Weird folk is all. Holier than thou types. Don't you think, Bobo? Mary. Let the kid answer the question. A mean. I don't want to be mean to Mary. Also, she theoretically is the only person in this community that is a woman. That's a grown woman. Which is kind of weird when I realize it. But that's what's happening. Let's not get involved in their argument. Grab the closest brownie and shove it in my mouth, and then point to my mouth as the universal sign for can't talk. Mouth is full. Quick thinking, Bobo. Apparently that made little dark puff balls come off of Joseph there, so oh no. This one's a keeper, huh? Mary, can we talk about this later? Oh, am I embarrassing you in front of your new friend? Joseph doesn't respond, trying his hardest to keep cool. Can we please talk about this later? Sure thing, honey bear. Mary turns her attention to me. Hand over the cash. Jesus, I'm not trying to rob you. I'm in charge of the funds here. Hand over the cash we've made. Feels like a hefty wad, if I may say so myself. Thanks. Now give me your wallet. What? Give me your wallet. You think this church is gonna fix itself? Mary. I'm kidding. Sorry, I'll work on the whole pretending to be happy thing. Mary leans in and whispers to me. He's really good at it. Mary walks off without saying goodbye. Yeesh. I'm really sorry about that. Are you okay? What's her deal? Brownies fix everything. I'll go ahead and ask what her deal is. Yeah, that seems like the best thing to do. If someone comes into a situation and is rude, even if you believe that rudeness has impacted that person, sometimes it's best to get the situation about the other person. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got another family member or friend or whoever and like they were acting weird the evening before and then, you talk to somebody the next day and you're like, "Hey, is everything all right?" I suppose that actually goes back to are you okay? Let's ask, let's be concerned about him. You okay? She really likes pushing your buttons, huh? Joseph shrugs. No marriage is perfect. You ready to head out? I suppose we lost the opportunity to learn some more about Mary. Joseph and I load the folding tables back into my car. Christy nods off the moment Joseph straps her into the car seat. Wait, it's my car. Why do I have the car seat? My kid is grown enough to not have one. I guess I'm taking maybe we took separate cars? I don't know. Drop Joseph off in front of his house. Nope. Okay, weird, but whatever. Small yawn sneaks out of me. Huh. Looks like I took you out, huh? I'm a sleepy dad. Think I might finally be crashing from all the sugar.
Oh.
I won't keep you up
Oh.
then. Thanks for helping out today. Happy to do it. Also happy to eat brownies.
Hmm.
Well, next time I promise we'll do something a bit more exciting and a bit less free labor. And I'm very sorry about the whole thing with Mary. You shouldn't have had to see that. It's fine, really.
Yeah.
I know, but first hangout domestic problems aren't a good look. You barely know me.
Yeah.
Let me make it up to you next time. It won't be Margaritaville, but we'll do something fun, I promise. Margaritaville is a chain owned by Jimmy Buffett. You guys could find the nearest one. Never been one of those. Have been to a cheeseburger in paradise, though. It was okay. I smile. Now, all that said, I do like a margarita. I'm just not really big on the idea of wasting away again in Margaritaville. I'd like that.
Right.
Oh, and one last thing. Joseph tosses a cling-wrapped brownie through the window. Hits me in the face, but I'm able to catch it. That's the last one. You earned it. Joseph, please don't leave me alone with this brownie. Nope, too late. I'm already walking away. But, bye. Joseph walks up to his home. He waves at me before carrying Christy inside. Well, looks like it's just you and me, brownie. It's just you and me now. Then I eat it. Now it's just me. I'll save the brownie for later, which means that Amanda's gonna eat it, which is fine. We wanted to bring her one, right? I pocket the brownie. This might come in handy down the road. Oh, there you go. Keep it in our inventory.
Hmm.
I step inside to find Amanda doing her homework on the couch. Hey, Father Yanet. Hi, child that I'm required by law to care for. How's homework? It's really fun and educational. Really?
Yeah.
How long have you known me for? All of your life.
Hmm.
How was the Bexal? Good. I think I really could have made a good life for myself as a brownie salesman.
Hmm.
Glad to hear it.
Hmm.
So what?
Hmm.
Were there any extra brownies? Or did you maybe snake one? Or I think for a moment and realized that I still have the brownie that Joseph gave me. This would probably do better in someone else's stomach than mine. Right? Heads up!
Whoa.
What? I hurl the brownie towards Amanda. It hits the wall behind her and falls on the ground. Nice throw. She scoops it up and smiles at me. Thanks, Pops. Ha, if you're not going to be going to bed anytime soon, would you be gone for some real shark hunters of Orange County? I thought the last hunter got eaten by a shark.
Hmm.
Hi, Dad. I sit down next to her and cozy up with a blanket. Awesome. Pay your debt bills early. Pay our bills! How did we grade on this? Salesmanship? We sold a lot of brownies. We could have sold more.
I've never had that much fun in my life.
You
Oh,
haven't had that.
thank you. Thank you.
You haven't had that much fun in your life? Come on, man. You had a you had a really weird, nervous interaction with your wife. Surely. Margarita Zone, one of
You've
three.
got dads.
There you go. Let's go ahead and save back on Dab Book. And when we come back next time, folks, we'll have to figure out who else we want to go out with. Has the time come to maybe loop back around to one of our OG guys? Or maybe there's always the possibility that I'm interested in this. True crime podcast, taxidermying specimens, coffins, pronouncing bosom, bosom. What did you want to be when you grew up? A bat. I wanted to be swung by baseball players. Anyways, we'll figure all this out. I feel like I should at least say hi to Damien sometime. We haven't really met formally outside of Well, no, pretty much anywhere. I don't know if I got to see him at the barbecue. I don't believe I did. It would be weird to just contact a new dad out of the blue like that, right? Hmm. Anyways, this is all definitely thinking that could be saved for next time. Until then, I'm Bobo the Vulture. This is Let's Play Dream Daddy. Thanks very much for watching. See all of you guys next time. Bye for now.